I want to bring in Harold Jonker now. He is a Canadian trucker with 27 years experience. He also owns a trucking company. Harold, I appreciate your time tonight. Clearly, you and others are passionate enough to stand up for what you believe in and be out there night after night. Owning a trucking company, though, how much is this costing you personally, your bottom line?
I haven't even figured that out, what it's costing me. But basically what the public needs to understand is half of my trucks wouldn't be working anyways. They're not vaccinated. They're not going to get vaccinated, so they can't go to work. So my guys are here because they can't work. I'm here because I can't work. I'd love to be working. These convoys that are at the border, they're not part of our organization here, but they get the frustration too. There's effects that have been harming our society for 2 years. Our government in Canada just was asked, where's this $7 billion support coming from? And they didn't even know where. They couldn't answer. But what we got to realize is that our governments are spending billions of dollars for the last 2 years trying to fight COVID. The mandates, the lockdowns, they haven't worked. The science is faulty, and it's time to move on. Our Prime Minister is calling us racist, bigots, and that's to all Canadians. So
do you believe, Harold, that much of what has been put out in the press, what we're seeing right now, much of the rhetoric going back and forth, it has muddied and clouded your original concerns in going out there when it came to vaccines and mandates?
No, I don't think it has. Like we're seeing what's happening at the borders. We're following that. But at the same time, this here in Ottawa has been peaceful, legal, and if our Prime Minister would come out, discuss it, and lift the mandates and the lockdowns, we could go back to normal. Canada is shown by the support we received, the joy we've felt from residents of this city, by businesses. The businesses are actually booming here in this city, and if they would open their doors and welcome the unvaxxed with the vax, their restaurants would be full.
Well, but let me jump in, Harold, because we just saw that restaurant owner, and he's struggling. He requires vaccines because the government is requiring him to. So his business is struggling. And when you talk about it being peaceful and safe, many people in the area have come out and said that they are in fear and that it is a dangerous situation. There are many people like you who are protesting peacefully, but there are others who are not, and people who call Ottawa home are fearful.
And that's rhetoric. I've been talking to residents of the city. They're begging us to stay. I've been talking to the employees of this federal government. They're begging us to stay. I've been getting hugs from business owners that have welcomed us in without masks to take a meal back to our trucks. What you're seeing, what you're hearing is totally false. This is unbelievable how busy we are here with the people coming constantly to support us, and they're willing to spend money. Beaver Tails just down the street probably is selling more beaver tails. If you know what that is, it's a snack, and they're booming. And the police have been trying to make us look like criminals. The mayor's been speaking against us because we have bouncy castles, and our Prime Minister is calling us all kinds of names that I don't even want to bother repeating.
So there are some businesses who are prospering because there are protests there, but there are others. We had one just a moment ago in our reporter's story that are struggling. So what is your message to the folks who aren't seeing the benefits of this protest right now, and they're seeing negative impacts on their livelihood?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say to you, the media here, is that we're hearing quite the opposite from the people on the ground. The businesses are booming. That gentleman that says his restaurant is struggling, if he would allow people to come in without a mask, his business would boom.
Mm-hmm. So those following the rules are being penalized. I want to ask you,
they're not being penalized they're being penalized by the government, not by us.
Right. So police in Ottawa warning that the protesters could be arrested. There is a risk of losing your job. Does that concern you? Are you prepared for that?
I've already lost my job. I have 13 children that I need to support. I can't do that right now. So the Canadian people have overwhelmed us with support, with food, with fuel. And the government and the police here have constantly tried to make it hard for our supporters to support us. But it's still coming. It's unbelievable. The love, the joy, the happiness that we get to experience every day. The stories are unbelievable.
Let me ask you, is there someone who's in charge of the protest, calling the shots? Is there a leader of the organization or several?
Yeah, there's several. We have a very good leadership in the command center. They understand what we've wanted right from the start. They're working with the government. He put a press release out yesterday begging, I beg you, Prime Minister, talk to our leaders.
And is he?
And the Prime Minister is ignoring us. He's ignoring his Canadian citizens.
Harold, we just reported that several more crossings from Canada into the U.S. have now been blocked. What are you hearing from that leadership in terms of what is next? What's planned?
Well, we're not in communication with those convoys. They are not part of our protest, if you want to call it a protest. They've done that on their own. I don't know who organized them. Myself personally, I cross the border every day. I have drivers that are still crossing the border into Buffalo, and I get the frustration. But what the world needs to realize is that this has been frustrating for everybody for 2 years, and we have a bunch of doctors that are speaking tomorrow on here, and they're going to show what's going on.
How does this end, Harold, in your mind? Is there a way to bring both sides together? Is there a compromise?
It's actually pretty simple. The lockdowns, the mandates, they've been bad for society. Depression's way up, suicide's way up. When they go, we go.
All right, Harold Jonker, we appreciate you giving us some time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
You too. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.